Oh, g'day guys. We're just going to preview the Launnie Night's meeting on Wednesday the 28th of November. As we can see, the rail's out 9. Good 4 at the moment. We've had, occasional showers today, which is Tuesday. It's about 6 o'clock. Very light rain scheduled for tomorrow, so I think we can sort of work around that being the case for the night. Strange part has been that the 9 metre rail position has probably been the fairest track position all season. So obviously we'll sort of wait and see what does occur, but I think we wouldn't shy too far away from run on horses anyway. So anyway, the first is for the maidens over the 12.20. Do look to be 3 predominant chances here in the form of Stinker, the Chisholm Trail, and Digger's Girl. Digger's Girl, I've got no doubt's the most progressive horse in the race. My only slight concern is, wideish draw and 1400 back to 1200, but she was mightily unlucky not to win last time. Stinker comes through a race that's form's held up pretty well, and definitely be on speed, which might be advantageous. And the Chisholm Trail actually had something on debut at decent odds and ran well, and from the good draw will take up a spot. Be surprised if one of that trio doesn't win. Luna Sky did trial okay. Princess of York was advantaged by fence bias last time, so maximised the finishing position, but does draw barrier 1 again, so if those same conditions apply, maybe in the mix. But I think that just about wraps the race up. But Bet365, which I usually put up because of the dark background, they've actually taken their markets down. I think they made an error in the sword race, so I've just got Bet Easy markets here. So you got the favourite at 260, Digger's Girl, Stinker 550. Like at those prices, I'd definitely be erring to Stinker on an each way basis. I said scared to death of Digger's Girl, but do think he's top 4 lock. Actually, might just go have a look at replay of the last run. Yeah, so the other thing about Stinker as well, if you have a look at beaten margins, like I had a shocker on a heavy track at Elwick, but 1.6, 0.8, 2 lengths, 0.9, 1.1, 1.3, 2.4. So hence what I was alluding to with the each way.
Well, locked away.
So where's obviously the yellow colours with the vertical stripes. So you can see in the middle here. Oh, sorry, here it is here, outside the leader. So Jump Well put itself on speed. And they've gone pretty quickly here. So makes the move 3 wide. He actually looks home at the top of the straight. A few horses here. You've got Cunning Fox getting through the middle. Posh Pursuit, who'll look later on. And 5 and Further. Sort of came out and won a pretty hot Class 1 race last time. So here's Stinker here in front. You can see gaps to the rest of them. So he boxed on okay and run 3rd. But so if we just pause it there, obviously the top 5 have finished well clear of the rest. As I pointed out, this horse here came out and won a very handy race last week. These 2 horses here, Cunning Fox and Posh Pursuit, arguably should have run 1st and 2nd last week. And can't think of the name of this horse. I actually backed it last week as well. It sort of ran home into 5th last week in the same race as Cunning Fox and Posh Pursuit. So the form's held up pretty well there. So I think we can bet each way with a bit of confidence. Actually, the other replay I might show is Digger's Girl. As I pointed out, she was desperately unlucky last time. And obviously this replay's also got the sword
260
in it.
the sword, heavily supported.
And the sword will be a short price favourite later on. So looking at both the Brunton horses. So Digger's Girl wears the green with the black cap. The white sleeves, black cap, sort of 3rd or 4th in the middle there. And here's the sword out wide from last. hitting the outside fence. But if you just watch Digger's Girl, like, takes a perfect position early and then gets shuffled all the way. See, it is here, like, it's been shuffled back to third last. So the sword outside the leader, the winner here, special moment. But if you watch Digger's Girl, this is 1400. It's so just got that slight concern back to 1200, but as I mentioned, definitely looks the most progressive horse in the race. You can just see her sort of attacking the line, so yeah. But obviously you also got the sword out here. You know, goes to a mile today, almost covered a mile this day, if truth be told. So don't think there's too many danger with him running the trip later on either. So anyways, that's the first. So we'll stinker each way in race 1. Race 2 was on Shaborn Star at the big odds last time and just missed in a pretty red hot race. If we have a look, that horse that beat it's actually favourite in a very good race later on in the form of Shot of Irish. So, and I think it's talking about $5 Shaborn Star. Yeah, 5 into 440, but I still think that's not the worst price in the world. So, yeah, so Knew It On again. I think she did win second up last campaign as well. So, and whilst she did get back last time, they did go like the wind. I think she'll probably posse up a bit closer over the 1400, so from the middle draw. So I think she's probably the one there. Not declaring her, but in that race, I'm happy to be on. The third, here's the couple we pointed out in the original video: Cunning Fox and Posh Pursuit. So they're both forms held up well. They've run consistently in this grade all season, over the past couple of months. So, and if we just have a look there, so it was over the 1400 last time. There wasn't too much between them, so we might actually watch the replay of their last run as well. So I'll just actually cue that one up. Alright, so here we are. So we'll just go to Posh Pursuit. So obviously we've got the pink colours with the yellow sleeves.
70 about.
So here it is here. So it gets used up and it's forced to sit 3 deep. The trip sort of punching the breeze, and here's Cunning Fox 3 back the inside, and as here's Posh Pursuit 3 deep, no cover the entirety. So see here, pulls to the outside, here's Cunning Fox behind it. It does take a bit of ground late, Cunning Fox, but they've probably got, you can consider she's been 3 deep, no cover the trip. You know, like, you still imagine they should be about the same price. So, and looking at current markets, like Posh Pursuit, you're at $6 and $2.70 Cunning Fox. So has drawn the outside again. The other concern is it's 4th week in a row it's actually racing. So, but there's not too much early speed in this race at all. Yeah, so as I mentioned, another confident that she'll run top 4. Can see her pushing forward from the outside gate, so happy to be on at the price there. In the 4th, it's over the 12.20 for the benchmark 64s. Gigi's Trendsetter, like, on her best form she's thrown, especially with the claim. There is a fair bit of speed underneath here though, with West on Broadway, Ken from the Bar, Motown Blues, and she has drawn the outside gate. It's the slight concern, definitely the class factor. Westerly Hayes is the one that I'm probably forced to pick one. I don't have much of an opinion in this race, but current price doesn't enthuse me too much, but imagine he gets out a little bit. What is he, sort of $4? So if you just have a look at his past few, he's back to class 4s, his last few, like My Biddy, Saz Finale, second to both of them, like Street Tough, Ballastrand. Middle draw, I said fair bit of speed on, should be sort of racing 4th or 5th. It said just with GG's Trendsetter with the amount of speed on early, might be looking for a run on horse, so Wesley Hayes is the one. Obviously Ken from the Bar did me a big favour last time, but just a bit concerned with the amount of tempo in this race with him this time. But anyway, but forced to pick one will with Westerly Hayes. In the 5th, this is a super race, this benchmark 76. Weight scale does even things, certainly makes it interesting. Like you've got a few of these came through the same race in Hobart last time. You've got Shot of Irish, who's the progressed horse on the up. Liffey Bow coming out of the Newmarket, we didn't have the best of luck and actually maps pretty well. If we look at a speed map, we've probably got Weekend Whiskey leading from 2, Liffey Bow first outside and take cover over this trip, you'd imagine. And from out wide, you're going to have Shot of Irish, Century Arrow pressing forward. So it's just an opinion race. I did like Shot of Irish, like it was sitting on a pretty hot speed last time and dug deep late, but as I said, it finished up beating Shaborn Star by a head. Like Shot of Irish here is $3.30 and Shaborn Star is what, $5 in a class 2 race earlier on, so I know which one I'd rather be backing at those odds. The one I actually liked originally prior to the barrier draw was Century Arrow. If we just have a look at the weight scale here, like the top few are all claiming, like Killen Falls claiming 3, brings him in with 59, Century Arrow's on 55.5. They actually carried level weights last time. And like Century Arrow did beat him home, albeit had checkered passage in the straight Killen Falls, and will race on speed. Yeah, so, and obviously you've got the queries in this race, like Liffey Bow's going to a great run, and who knows what version of Patina Arena's going to front up. And Gone Girl was disappointing in easier grade last time, but whilst it goes up markedly in grade, she also goes down markedly in weight. So she could be the one, the blowout at odds, just with the lower weight and truly run race. So yeah, but forced to pick one. I can see Century Arrow each way. I think he's about 650 at the moment. Definitely wouldn't start shorter than that from the draw. So yeah, that's it. Very tough race, but you know what you're going to get there. So probably the safest option. The 6th is an over the mile benchmark 64. Voice has always promised to be a good horse and won like one last time. Just did have a lot go in its favour last time and also settled a lot closer. Just not sure from this barrier if it'll have the same sort of run, but definitely still the top pick. Ramadi Bullet boxed on okay last time. Mag Wheels was off the map and duly saluted. And my old mate Ollie's a Star rarely wins nowadays, but never ever runs badly in this grade. So I'm happy to, just in a race so I'm not overly convinced. Ollie's a Star each way. I think obviously he's run well in all 3 runs since resuming. And you're going to be getting each way odds. He's about 657 and won't start shorter than that either. Yeah, 650. So yeah, Ollie's a Star each way. He'll be hitting the line if horses can run on. The 7th, as we pointed out, the Sword earlier on. Obviously, you step out to the mile, looks ideal. He's a big ranging horse. Looks to be enough early tempo here with like Smack Talk and Arving probably pressing forward. Probably going to be good things price. GG Rock and Run ran its best race in ages last time. And of the rest, Boss Cat's one who's always running on, and from barrier 1 might posse up a bit closer than normal out over the mile trip as well. So if the fave is too short, maybe sort of something 1x3, 1x4 Boss Cat. And the last, bit of tempo here in the form of Lord Derby, Breathtaking, Ladernia Fee. Like, form from the maiden stood up with her. She beat Posh Pursuit, who we pointed out earlier, gap to third. But the one I'm going to have a few coins on here just as a bolter is Verdancy. You can see the figure form's not too crash hot at all, but sectional times first up in Tassie were, I think it ran the second quickest last 400 split of the night in the maiden. It was over 1200. Last start in Hobart says that he ran 9th of 13 over 1200. I don't think it's the best form race in the world. They finished in a bunch, but we might actually go and have a look at that, because I'm just throwing it out at odds just to method in the madness. Right, so it's going to be good odds, and you want good odds, but have a look at this.
No.
So there's the pinky colours with the black vertical stripes and sleeves. So here it is here, sort of midfield on the outside. This is a 200 metre race. Goes up the inside here. Just can't accelerate when the others do. But if you actually watch it, it's a fair argument would have gone very close to, would have been within a half length of the winner, I reckon, if got clear running over the last. You can see sort of not being asked to do anything here. Starts going up the inside and held up once again. Sort of untested the last sort of 250 metres. So I just think if it gets out to the mile here, the other thing about it as well is if we have a look at the speed map for the race, because it's drawn barrier 2 and there's speed all around it. What's going on here? They've got Verdancy. Positive it drew. Barrier 2, sorry about this. Verdancy, barrier 2. Yeah, but I'm talking about Breathtaking 1, Ladernia Fee 3, and Lord Derby 6. They're probably the on-speed horses in the race. So they've got Breathtaking drawn 1 and Ladernia Fee drawn 3. I'd say they've gone barriers 1, 3, 4, 5. Got 2 horses in barrier 5 and 2 horses in barrier 9. So, yeah, not too sure what's gone on there. Oh, yeah, they've got Verdancy in 7 here, and yeah. But I tend to trust the Racing Australia barrier draw more. So I just think it's probably going to get big odds. The markets weren't up there before. No, it's still not up, but should be copying good odds Verdancy. So just at odds, it's the one step out to the mile. It's been going over 1200, so 1200 to 1600 is a big jump, but does look like it'll run the trip. But if we get the type of price I'm expecting, I think from that draw, it's well worth an each way bet. So as you can probably tell, I'm not overly keen on anything. Probably the first 3 races are the ones that I'll be most involved in, with Stinker, Shaborn Star, and Posh Pursuit. Just think the $5.50 Stinker in race 1 I'm scared to death of Digger's Girl, and to a lesser extent the Chisholm Trail. But I just think if you back Stinker each way in the first, he's regally named, but you got Knew It On, Beyond Speed. It's it'll definitely look the winner at the 200. Whether Digger's Girl can be close enough to run him down is the big question. But on a night where I'm not drastically keen on too much, I'd be very disappointed if he doesn't run top 3. So forced to best bet one, we'll go with the regularly named Stinker in race 1. So anyway, guys, I'll wrap it up there and we'll leave you with it, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.